We come to this place to slash.
To die.
To scare.
We are
The Box Office Buds.
My name is Jones, a.k.a. T. Jones, the producer, a.k.a. Jonesy Scares. Kellerman to my right. Alche also to my right. And today on the show, we have a very, very special guest. You might have seen her on Silicon Valley. You might have seen her on Blackish.
Yeah.
The incredibly talented, the incredibly funny, and most importantly, the incredibly generous for hanging out with us four schmucks, Kristen Rozasnki. Thanks for being on the show, Kristen.
Oh my God, what a lovely
Welcome.
intro. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And you might be wondering why the hostess with the mostest, Tony, is sitting this one out. Well, we'll get to that topic in a minute. But for now, I'd like to just get into things with you, Kristen. One thing I realized about our friendship that I thought was quite unique, and Kellerman, I think this might apply to you as well. Out of all the friends I've ever had in my life, you're probably the friend I've known the shortest, but seen the most movies with.
Oh, wow.
Kellerman, does that apply to you
That's
as well?
probably true for me as well, yeah.
Through a little group called Saw Squad.
Shout out Saw Squad.
Shout out
that
Saw Squad.
You were already well established in going, getting together and making your way through. Was Saw
was
the
Saw.
first franchise that you guys were going through?
Yep.
Okay, then I got in sort of on the ground level.
Yeah.
but-
And we've been watching horror movies together ever
and
since.
I've latched on ever since.
Yeah.
Well, we asked 3 questions to any guest to get the ball rolling and the juices flowing. So I'm going to ask you 3 quick questions that's just rapid fire. Just go with your gut, okay? You ready for this?
You're good.
I don't know.
What is the last movie you saw in theaters?
It was Jurassic World Rebirth.
Nice.
And how'd
That
you feel
was-
about Jurassic World?
Bummer, dude. Bummer, dude.
Yeah, that's
We still got
that's
your money.
accurate.
In your general experience with movies in your life, is there a particular movie that you like that you think is underrated that people don't give a lot of credit to?
Snakes on a Plane.
Oh,
Wow, that was the first film I ever saw in Los Angeles.
oh wow.
And you were like, I
At the
have to
theater.
stay here.
I'm home.
Snakes on a Plane.
It was a great movie-going experience for me.
Okay.
Where I went, it was like a go-on opening night thing, and it was just like the theater was,
Electric.
there was like a
remember,
vibration
yeah.
going on. People were like,
Oh, wow. Well, let's keep this moving. One last question before we get into the topic of today's episode. You had a chance to look at the box office standings for our silly little league.
oh yeah.
Do you have a particular person
Let me pull those
that
out.
you
Let me
think
pull those out.
has the best potential to win the 2025 Fantasy Box
Let
Office
me
League
pull
here at
those
the
up.
Buds?
I think that the movie Emperor's Picture Palace could have a real big come up from the end here, where they've got like nothing going on, and then they've got some like bangers here.
True.
They do.
I don't know what Demon Slayer is. I'm
No
gonna be
one does.
honest.
Just for clarity, this is Henry, who has
Yeah.
yet to have a movie released, believe it or not. His first movie is coming soon with Bad Guys 2 in August, but then he has Zootopia and Wicked coming out this
That's
fall, so
the
he should
thing.
make some noise.
That's the thing.
Yeah, he's got some good ones.
We are going to keep the party going here, and now let's get to the heart of this episode. And I would venture to say that out of all the movies this calendar year, this bud is more excited about this movie than any bud for the whole year. Okay, I would say that's the case. You know, this would be like if Evil Dead 7 was coming out for Kellerman, or if How to Lose a Guy in 11 Days was coming out for Cheese, or if Draft Day Round 2 was coming out for Tony. This is my SHIT. So here we go, guys. This weekend, I Know What You Did Last Summer, 2025, the Requal is coming out. Woo! We're excited. How are we feeling? Didn't
I'm
seem very excited to me.
I'm
Okay.
thrilled.
I am excited.
Thank you.
I'm very excited for this movie. I think, I love a good nostalgia flair, especially in the horror world. It's a blast. They're all coming back, save for Sarah Michelle, but she couldn't come back. So,
Well, Ryan Phillippe also is not returning for obvious reasons.
obvious
Well,
reasons.
yes.
But speaking of nostalgia, let's just take a quick trip to the past to 1997. Scream has just came out in 1996. Horror is all of a sudden the talk of Hollywood.
Yeah.
They looked at the formula for Scream 6. They said, okay, we have an actress from Party of Five. We have Kevin Williamson writing the script. We have a slasher genre. Let's just do that again, right? So they took the property written by the 1973 book Lois Duncan, I Know You Did Last Summer. Kevin Williamson did the script. They hired Jennifer Love Hewitt from Party of Five. They did it again. And what do you know? It was a good success. Kristen,
Banger cast all around. Really.
Banger cast. I
Not
mean,
just
all those
Jennifer Love
actors
Hewitt.
today are still very relevant doing their thing. And Kristen, you just recently watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, the original, for the first time.
Lies.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Were you revisiting?
I was revisiting.
Okay, please, thoughts.
But then I also did. I still know what.
Ooh, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's get with
I
the
just want
original
to
for a
say that
second.
that might have been a first timer.
Okay.
I honestly
Wow.
couldn't. But yes, I had seen it before. I was revisiting.
Okay.
I was revisiting. So and yeah,
Did you have a good time with the original?
I had an amazing time.
Any highlights for you?
Well, one is just Sarah Michelle Gellar is a highlight. Period. End of report. Also, Ryan Phillippe just being a fucking. I'm sorry, just being a jackass.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
Just
He's
being like
great
the
at that.
worst possible man he can be.
Yeah.
And the balcony scene is like
It's good stuff.
Classic.
it's something you're just waiting for. You're waiting for her to get her hair cut off.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
Come on. Still classic to this day. Kellerman Cheese, thoughts on the original before we get to part 2?
Before we talk about anything else, I will say I was a huge fan of the original. I was definitely the right age for when that came out. I remember it very well. The cast was just like, at the time,
Everything.
teen bop stars. Just, they were the hottest actors around. And all of them together in like a cool, fun, it was the popular kids getting killed. It was cool at the time, and I loved it, and it's always stayed with me as an iconic horror movie.
DJ, you're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this.
Great, can't wait.
I am team. I Know What You Did Last Summer over Scream.
No,
I
I hate that.
Well, here's why. Okay, listen. I like
Kind of a ridiculous take on my personal opinion.
That's your opinion.
One is obviously a more successful franchise.
Successful
not by
franchise
accident.
versus my opinion are two very vastly different things. Nev Campbell is my number 2 of that era.
Ooh.
Behind Jennifer Love Hewitt.
My number 1 is Jennifer Love Hewitt.
What about Sarah Michelle Gellar?
My number 1 is Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Okay.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was in Scream 2, by the way, so she's part of that franchise
Yes,
as well.
but
Jennifer Love Hewitt was a lot of
Jennifer Love
fellas'
Hewitt
number one, and I
is
think
like-
There was a time.
there's
Don't get me wrong.
two
There was a
reasons
time.
why.
she aided in turning me from a boy into a man. I'm a huge fan of Jennifer Love Hewitt. She's probably still on my veto list to this day for
veto
I've heard a
that
very
reason.
similar rant.
Not
from
that
my
I actually
husband.
have a veto, but yeah.
Yeah, we're all probably of the same age.
Yeah.
Well, great. So we all love it. You even like it more than Scream, a controversial take. Let's take it to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, the forgotten sequel, which I would argue is more fun than the original,
I agree.
and to some degree maybe better. But that's a controversial
don't
That
take.
agree
is
that.
a wild.
I don't agree
take.
with that at all.
I said
a
some
wild
might. I
take.
said some might.
Because
Nope,
your
I
favorite
would.
part is what Jack Black with his dreads,
Oh my God, Jack
Being
Black
in-
with the dreads is out of control.
entirely in his own movie,
Yeah,
getting
what
like
a
stabbed and
role.
being like, "We're good, man."
Yeah, Jack Black's doing High Fidelity in I Still Know What You
They
Did
gave him
Last
the
Summer.
sides each day. He threw them in the water.
Yeah,
and
he really
did whatever
stands out
he
like a
wanted.
He
sore
said, "That's what you think."
Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
Very Minecraft, Jack Black. If you watch that performance,
He's goofy.
He's got his Minecraft vibe going. But a higher body count. They introduced the character Brandy, which is rumored to just show up in the new one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, fun time at the island. in
I
part
would
two.
Freddie
agree
Prinze
that
got
it's
to
more
skip
fun.
most of-
Yeah, right.
most
He just
of
shows
it.
up at the end.
He just gets a travel movie where he just gets to be on a bus.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. It's an exotic island. It's beautiful. It's so fun. It is not a better movie
No,
than the
not
original.
even close.
They hired John
That's like
Hawkes
saying
just to
Grease
get
2 is better than
murdered.
Grease 1. That's an insane take.
I'm just saying some guys think that, guys. All right. So real quick, let's just talk about, this is a box office show. I Know He Did Last Summer made $15 million opening weekend, the first one. It went on to make $125 million worldwide. Interesting thing about I Still Know, opened to 16
Oh, a little over.
and made $124 million worldwide.
A little under.
Incredibly similar box offices for the first two installments. Now,
High
Interesting.
expectations.
technically, there is a third installment, but we don't address it. It was direct to VOD.
Yeah.
It looks like it was shot on a camcorder. It has nothing
Not
to do with
canon.
the original, so it is.
We're leaving it out.
I've seen it.
We're leaving it
It's bad.
out.
But let's get to the new film, right? This is why we're here. Coming out this weekend, Jennifer Love Hewitt reprising the role 28 years later after she
God,
first
has it
was
been that
Julie
long?
James in the original. Yes, we are old. So as we talk
And
about
Freddie
this new
Prinze
film,
Jr.
Freddie
Yeah,
Prinze
Freddie
Jr.
Prinze.
I'm
Don't
sorry. I'm
forget
sorry.
him.
I'm a
He's
little
returned as
upset
well.
that that's already been spoiled.
What
Personally,
can we just give a shout out to Freddie
that's
Prinze
supposed to be
Jr.
a surprise?
for
It's in
aging
the trailers.
gracefully, for not trying to dye his hair, for just going full gray here.
Freddie,
He's just decided
He looks great.
It looks
I'm
great.
looking in my 50s and I'm still chiseled as hell. I'm Team
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. Summer Catch for life.
Oh my gosh! If we're gonna bring up Summer Catch, we
Summer
gotta talk about
Catch?
Jessica Biel. But let's keep it
No.
moving.
Oh, Mama.
God,
Let's
of
keep it
all
moving.
the Freddie Prinze Jr. movies,
Of all the Freddie, like Freddie Prinze Jr. has a wonderful
Summer-
filmography.
yeah.
Let's-
She's all that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, baby.
that's a little more along the lines
Mama.
of.
Let's talk for
Come
just
on.
a beat about the resurgence of these final girls in the last several years, coming back to reprise these roles. Of course, you got Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode coming back to play.
Did she ever really stop though?
There was a time
She's
there in
come
the middle
back
of
like
the
3
canon
or 4 times.
where she was gone, but still, the fact remains she's reprising the character she played decades earlier. It's still relevant. It's still making money. You have Nev Campbell coming
Freakier
back.
Friday, August 8th. Keep going.
Nev Campbell coming back. She was obviously in 5. She missed 6. She's coming back for 7 that comes out this spring. We're all very excited about that. So she's still killing it, relevant. Now we have Jennifer Love Hewitt joining the ranks of these final girls. What do we think of these awesome actresses being able to embody these characters for decades upon decades?
Well, I haven't seen if Jennifer Love Hewitt can re-embody the same character
She
yet.
can do no wrong.
But
Have you been watching your 911? Do you know where
where have you been?
skill
She's
level's
keeping her
sitting
chops
right
up.
now?
I haven't seen her in a while. I don't think I've seen her
Surprise.
since Ghost Whisperer, to be perfectly honest. But
Wow.
What was the massage therapist show she was on Lifetime for years? I'm not sure. The Client List, I believe.
I
Anyways.
haven't even heard of that one.
Oh, it's a good one. This
No
is good.
offense, Jennifer Love. You're still.
So we
amazing.
have the whole crew back. We also have some new cast members, specifically Madeline Klein from The Outer Banks, which is an incredibly
Yeah.
popular show. We have an actress named Chesu Wonders from Bodies, 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 one of my favorites from a few years ago. We
Love
also
that
have Sarah Pigeon from the highly underrated The Wilds, a show on Amazon I quite enjoyed. The movie is written and directed by Jennifer Caton Robinson. She directed a movie called Do Revenge, and Tony Squares, you're going to love this one. She was the co-writer, along with Taika Waititi, on Tony Squares' favorite movie, Thor, Love, and Thunder.
Oh, I wasn't aware that was Tony's favorite movie.
His favorite. He's got a big old poster right above his bed.
That makes sense. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
It's a great Christian Bale
So-
vehicle.
Pretty great credit regardless. I mean, that's a big Hollywood credit. They're giving her the reins to take over this one. And I got to be honest, I've avoided the trailers. I watched the very first trailer a few months ago once. I like what I saw. I said that's enough. I do a pretty good job of trying to avoid trailers. However, today on the
you
gram,
just sent us a trailer
can I
today.
finish my statement? Today on the gram, I was posting a reel actually about it, so I think it's why it hopped in my algorithm. But they had a promotion that was promoting this movie heavily as an 80s style slasher, saying this is rated R for drug use, for bloody violence, for sex, and it was like boom, boom, boom in your face. And the reason I watched it is because I realized it was really quick and snippy and it wasn't going to give a lot away. But I was really into the fact that it was being promoted as like an 80s slasher, obviously the generation I grew up in loving. Thoughts on this movie leaning into that a little bit more, perhaps than the prior ones? And do we think that's going to work with the general audience today?
First
Yes.
of all, I'd like to apologize for immediately talking about everything I saw in the trailers, not knowing you had been purposefully
okay.
avoiding
That's
them.
okay.
I'm like, and then this happened.
No,
and then
it
this
happens.
happened.
It happens. So thoughts? Going to do well this weekend? Do people still care? Are they coming out from Madeline Klein from The Outer Banks? Like, how's it going to go here?
I think we have a large challenge on our hands here to understand the movie-going audience. Final Destination Bloodlines explodes in the box office. Because it was a fresh take. It had a lot more lore to it, and it's been so long. Megan 2.0, not a requel, obviously, but a sequel, shits the bed at the box office after an eruption in the first one. So the horror genre's deep Sinners obviously explodes. So the question I have is, does the movie need to be good for people to see it? And my thought is no. I actually think this movie, the campier, the better. I think, yes, The Outer Banks of it all, she's great on Outer Banks. She's definitely has an audience of her own. Will bring sort of the youth into this. And then the nostalgia of Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. is so much larger than like for like 80s kids and 90s kids. So I think that everyone's going to be flocking to this thing. I think it's going to make more money than both of them previously.
And
that's a big
I
statement.
couldn't disagree more. I feel like
Shocker.
Sorry, I hate to be a contrarian here,
Good,
but
contraire.
I personally, I don't know if it needs to be good, but it needs to look good, and I don't think it looks good.
Oh, killing me.
I feel like I should be among the target audience. I feel like they're going for two audiences, right? They're going for the new young generation who needs a first I Know What You Did Last Summer to launch whatever franchise they want to do. And they want to bring in the nostalgia folks, us, the people who like the original and want a new one. I haven't seen anything in the trailer that makes me excited for it. And I wanted a new I Know What You Did Last Summer. On paper, it sounds like something I would want to see. But when I saw the trailer, I was not excited by it. I thought that Freddie Prinze Jr. coming out and being like, this has happened before, was so much sillier than any of the
What about
other-
his chiseled face, though?
He looks great. That's beside the point.
I think it's very much the point.
Yes, I agree.
He's not the reason I was ever going to see this movie, to be clear.
Well, that's you.
I just wanted, it didn't seem like you're talking about Final Destination, and that tied back to the original without just being the original, and everything I've seen from this movie, it looks like a lot of retreading the original.
Yeah, I think
Like a new group of kids do the exact same thing.
We don't know that. We don't know. What
We don't
happens
know that, but that
exactly.
sure is what it looks like. Is
I
gonna-
almost
so.
hope that that's what it is.
Yeah, people want that,
because
dude.
don't go Megan 2.0 on me and
Don't reinvent the wheel.
wheel,
Okay, all right, yeah, you're right,
and try
you're
to
right.
make some kind of Terminator 2.
It could still be the fishermen out after their kids or something like that. You know, it could be
Sure.
more like not
I think
4 kids partying and hitting someone on a deserted
I
road.
think you might both be right in a way. I think that like they're really counting on the nostalgia to carry it, and I think that will carry it a really far like because I'm like, okay, yeah, I see the trailer and there's nothing in the trailer that's like, oh my god, I'd have to see this movie. Well, let's face it,
Right.
I'd see this movie even if I hadn't
Exactly.
heard of any of it before because because that's
I
my
think they're
jam.
really relying on that.
But I think they're relying on just like there's Jennifer Love Hewitt, there's Freddie Prinze Jr. Come on down, and I'm like, okay.
yeah, the
Yeah.
new Final Destination doesn't need Devon Sawa to show up for me to be interested.
Even though
in
I
it.
was really
I was also disappointed he didn't
and
show
I was
up.
like, I
But-
know
It's
he like
that's
died.
apples and sailboats. So Jennifer Love
But
Hewitt's
this-
a whole
But
other
he
level
died
of
in
But
between
celebrity.
this,
movies,
I
so I
don't
had
think
hope.
I'd be interested even a little bit if Jennifer Love Hewitt, if legacy characters weren't involved.
Well, that's why they
Yeah.
are, to get the people like you.
Well, I don't think that's a good sign.
And so we're going to start getting into the specifics of the box office. Real quick, I just want to be clear. This is on my movie list. We don't discuss this often, but this is in my indie category.
That's right.
My 6th movie, which means that I bet this movie would make 150 or less. But it's
As close to
closest to the
150,
pin.
yeah.
I want it to make 149 million, and that will give me my best shot at winning the indie category. If I go over, I'm done for. So with the last couple making 125, if we get to that same range, I tend to think that this movie is going to start out really hot and do well and probably trickle off and make around that. I don't see it doing like crazy numbers internationally. So if we get to the 120 range, 20 or 30, that's going to be a success for the movie. Obviously, it'll be a success for me. I'd also like to mention I get the Productions Weekly emailed to me. There already is a sequel in development.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I think they're playing on this cast having some staying power, and they're going to try and reboot this in the same way they did Scream, where they have multiple entries.
Another thing I gotta say, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but another thing I have to say is I don't know. And maybe it's just my age, but I don't recognize any of this young cast. Like when the original came out, Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt, like they were huge stars. Everyone knew those names. These new people,
Kellerman, you're 40 years old.
yeah. Well, hold on a second.
So when you were young,
cut that out.
you were the original. You were the age of the kids who
You're
know
40,
who Madeline
40,
Klein is from
40,
Outer Banks.
40.
Nobody say
that
my
you are
age
now.
on this
When you were, I promise, if you were 20
That
years
felt
old,
like an attack.
if you were 20 years old, you would know who Madeline Klein is.
Would I? Would I
She's
care?
a huge star.
Okay, maybe that's
She is,
possible.
she is,
I
she
prefaced it by saying maybe
Outer,
it's because
Outer
of
Banks
and
is a
see if I know her
massive
face.
success. And
Shout out
she
to
is,
Glass Onion. Anybody? She's
Is
great in
it
that.
is
Okay,
it this
I've
at
seen
the
that.
same level as Sarah Michelle Gellar and
Maybe
Jennifer
not,
Love
but-
Hewitt? At that time, they were like
Because
all
this is Sarah
household
Michelle.
names.
This is like right when Buffy came
Exactly.
out.
It
That's a
was
whole
like-
other universe where the world was
This
a
would be
lot
like if
It was a
Sydney
different
smaller.
time.
Sweeney
It
were
was a
part of the
different time.
cast. If this were like the Euphoria kids in this movie, it would make a lot more sense.
That's
to me.
interesting. I agree with that.
A quick discussion on the fisherman. The character returning. Obviously, it can't quite be the same person behind the coat we assume is the first two, but a pretty iconic villain. I think at least in the imagery, doesn't have much of a personality. He has a hook for a hand, an iconic weapon for that killer.
He has a hook for a hand? No, he's
By the time the second one does.
Because
you're
the first
right,
one,
you're
they
right.
cut his hand
This
off.
dude's
right,
questioning
you're
me.
right.
This
I'm
dude's
sorry.
questioning
And
me.
I was
Okay,
like,
I'm
there's a hook
sorry.
going on my hand.
Are there any other cinematic weapons, signature weapons of heroes or villains that you guys are fond of? And if we could put together a list of maybe the top 3 signature weapons in cinema history.
Captain Hook's hook also goes.
This is a good one.
I do think, I gotta say,
out our
Ash's
first one.
Evil Dead chainsaw
Ah!
hand
You read my mind.
Oh,
is
God.
I would say that's a
iconic.
twofer, though. The boomstick and the chainsaw are
So
kind of
here's
a duo.
Here's my question.
I gotta go chainsaw.
Which chainsaw? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre chainsaw or that chainsaw?
Evil Dead chainsaw?
I'm going
It's gotta
Evil Dead
be Evil
chainsaw.
Dead.
It's the
It's a
'Cause
chainsaw
I-
image,
hand.
the hand that
Yeah.
it is the hand.
But which one's more iconic?
I would argue they're both less iconic because they're 2 iconic chainsaws.
Well, that's kind of why I pair it with the boomstick, which is then more recognizably Evil Dead.
I'm sticking.
I'm
with
gonna throw a
the
couple
chainsaw.
out there real quick for you. I'm not a big fan of this movie, but my guy with the bowl cut and No Country for Old Men with the bolt gun.
the cattle killer.
It's very cool, but it's not.
It's a
pretty
good one.
iconic
I don't
weapon.
agree
No.
that it's.
Can I
should
give
go on the
you
list.
random task throwing his shoe?
No.
Who throws a shoe?
Who throws a shoe? Honestly,
I don't think this will
mean,
get into our.
Odd Job's hat would be, I would say, arguably more iconic.
I don't think this is going to get into the list, but I must say that the 120 buck knife in the Scream movies is absolutely iconic. The way that each ghost face cleans the
Sure.
blood off the knife. I don't think it's iconic because it's so simple as a hunting knife, but it's
Yeah,
pretty great.
The cleaning of.
It is a classic weapon.
I
but
just received a note from producer Tony Squares, who can't keep his mouth out of this
Oh my
podcast.
gosh, here we
The
go.
One Ring from Lord of the Rings.
But that's not a weapon.
I agree.
I wouldn't call it a weapon
this
either.
is a classic Tony take.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Classic Tony
I understand the argument that it's a weapon.
What's a great
but
doll
I
movie?
don't-
Guys and
I'm
Dolls.
not-
This is James Marsden wasn't in the Notebook. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like classic
All right,
Tony
all right. Can we
take.
get to the real
This
one?
is-
All right,
This
my
is
real
Back to
one.
the
My
Future
real
being a
one.
buddy
This
comedy.
to me is a deal breaker. Has to be on the list. Freddie's glove.
Oh, I was gonna say
Ooh,
Freddie's glove
yes.
too.
Completely
that's
unique.
a
There's
good
nothing else
one.
like
100%.
it. You see that, and immediately you know what
100%.
character
I
it
was
is.
gonna
what
go
franchise.
Freddie's glove top of
That's
list.
such a
Yeah,
good one.
it has to be there. Look, not horror, but a lightsaber's got to be discussed.
Oh man, that's a good one too.
A lightsaber's got to be
There's
discussed.
so many
gotta be
characters that have
iconic.
lightsabers.
And a double-sided
what?
one.
Oh, double-sided.
What difference does that make?
because it's a signature weapon for a character.
Luke Skywalker's lightsaber or Darth Vader's lightsaber, arguably the most iconic.
I mean, I would
lightsabers.
say this day and age, even Darth Maul's
Okay,
double
fine. Darth
lightsaber
Maul
is more
Well,
iconic
so you have
than
to
most.
pick your favorite lightsaber.
We have to pick one.
I think the lightsaber.
I think you can just say lightsaber if that's the case.
We have to pick a signature weapon. So which one is it? Is it green? Is it blue? Is it Empire?
think
Is
it's
it
red.
Jedi?
I would say
It's green.
blue.
It's green.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, green.
What did
Green-
you say? I said red.
Greens and Jedi.
You're like purple.
Yeah, when he is
Blue
a
is a New
Jedi,
Hope.
when he's a Jedi,
Blue is a New
I
Hope.
think the green when he's
Blue is
wielding
a New
it-
Hope, and it's Rey's.
Well, when Luke is wielding the lightsaber as
Sorry if you're
as a
blue-green
Jedi.
colorblind.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll table that.
You guys
then.
got to pick it. Which one? You're the lightsaber boys over here.
I say blue, but I'll succeed to green if that's.
Then maybe
you
it's
wanna be
red.
weird
I don't
about
know.
it.
Fine. Whatever. Blue it is.
Blue
Great.
lightsaber
Blue
from A New Hope and
lightsaber.
Empire Strikes
I want to
Back.
throw out one that I
Green.
just think is one of the more unique weapons
Please.
that are in any of these movies is the Zorg ZF-1 from The Fifth Element that shoots nets and all the bullets go to the same place and does all the different stuff.
It's cool. It's cool.
Come on,
Element.
Classic.
James
Yes.
Gunn's PP Kevin pea shooter.
No,
The golden gun from James Gunn.
that's one that's interesting.
Can I give
James
a
Bond.
shout
The
out
golden gun
to,
from James Bond.
Golden
to-
Gun from James
Did I
Bond.
say James Gunn?
Yeah.
Those times.
You're
Fucking-
you're really
That's Superman. They're glad they didn't have me on that Superman episode. Obviously, I have some James Gunn's thoughts to get off that are bouncing around. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna give a shout out to Terminator 2.
ooh.
Liquid arm
Oh,
turning
like
into
just
like
the D1000
spear.
in general?
Yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
just
That's
There's
pretty
the
sweet.
shotgun and
Robert
T2
Patrick
also.
just
All right.
No.
So what about
threw a milk carton
there
in
are
the face.
many machetes used in many movies that are all iconic.
There's only one
Jason.
machete as far as I'm
Jason's
concerned.
machete, is
But it
pretty
doesn't make
phenomenal.
the list. It doesn't make the list. I'm going to throw out one more that I think is maybe too iconic to not be on the list,
Please.
which is Batman's Batarang.
No. No.
An immediate no?
shot down.
Wow.
I'm
All right.
curious.
Wolverine's claws?
Well, let me ask you.
Oh, Wolverine's claws.
Wolverine's
But we
claws
already
is
have
good.
Freddie's glove on there, so that might be a little
Yeah, but
too
it's
similar.
horror and comic book.
They
Those
are
two
very
different.
different.
Little
They are very
redundant. Little
different.
redundant.
But it's
Gambit's
so
playing cards? I mean, there's a million.
No,
Oh.
Gambit
I could throw out a million
Gambit.
comic book
Yeah.
weapons that are cool.
I think the staying power of Wolverine with all the different movies and all the comics and the signature aspect of it.
Something
I'm
about
gonna say,
multiple
Yeah, there's
knives,
something
you know
about
what I
a
mean?
bunch of knives.
When you can work them like independently
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
you're like, wow.
And he's like, fuck you. Yeah.
But when they're like bone, I'm like,
Sure. Yeah, it's gross.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So I think we found our top three. That's going to be our top three signature cinematic weapons. We have Luke's lightsaber, which also becomes a plot point in the new movies, which is,
Absolutely.
makes it somewhat iconic if you like the new movies. We have Freddie's glove, which I think is number one. And then we have the claws adamantine of Wolverine. Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree with these weapons. And guys, right before we get out of here, we have one last thing to do, and that's to guess the domestic box office. We're running out of time, so we're going to get through this quick. Now, I know this is going to be a bold statement, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of heat from this, but I think this movie is going to overperform opening weekend and do very well. Tracking is roughly between 15 and 25. Your boy has been a bullseye with the lines lately.
You've been doing great.
But this one, admittedly, I'm playing a little bit with my heart and not my head. I know What You Did Last Summer 1 came out 28 years ago. My over-under line
Don't
for this
remind me.
requel is $28 million opening weekend. If the accountant in this world can make $24.5 million, this movie can make 28. It's all over social media. It's everywhere you look. It's going to get the youths. It's going to get us old folks. This movie, $28 million, and I'm going over. What you say, Kristen?
Ooh, I feel like you picked the number right where if you'd scooted it down a little bit, I would go over because I believe in the power.
Are you going to leave
of
me on
horror
Over
nostalgia.
Island? Am I solo on Over Island?
You know what? Since I have a very distinct feeling that these two are going to go under, I'm going to come to Over Island with you.
And I must say, I don't think a guest has gotten the over-under correct the entire time.
They
Any guest has
haven't.
ever gotten it right. So you might be the first, and I hope you are.
I hope I'm not cursing your
see.
your desires.
Should we
'cause
go
it's
at
a
the
big
same
ask.
time?
Go ahead, Kellerman. I got more things to say.
All right. Well, then I'll just go ahead and go hard on the under because I think 25 million max, maybe for the movie's entire run. So, good luck, TJ, with that over.
Well, you're definitely wrong on that. I do think it's going to make some money, and I hope you don't win the indie category. But
Oh, it does. Have a good chance
Jurassic
at the
Park
indie
Week
category.
3, Superman Week 2. You think this is making 28?
It's counter programming. It's the perfect summer counter programming for those movies. A hard R slasher in the summer. Give me a break.
Counter
a maybe.
programming.
Scream
counter
6 made
programming.
like 40 million opening
Scream
weekend.
6 looked cool.
Okay.
I'm going over.
Oh my God!
You convinced me.
My
Counter
God.
programming really
I'm the
worked
only
for me.
one?
What a great buzzword.
Well,
counter
Finally,
programming.
my chance to come back.
Look who's left.
It's going to be a very interesting.
and-
it's going to be a very interesting weekend. But Tony Squares has something to say real quick.
I wonder where he's going with this
Hop
one.
on in.
The guy who opted not to be in the episode completely.
What's happening?
Yeah. This is
Where have you been all episode?
I give me 2 minutes of
Oh
your
my
time.
Lord!
I've
Apologize to this in advance.
I like this
Kristen.
direct to camera appeal.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
his style.
I stayed away from this podcast because I would not be able to give this movie and this franchise the love that it truly deserves. TJ, you've done a great job hosting.
You did do a great job.
as the guest, giving real, full opinions. I will give my guess for the over/under line, but there is one thing I need to bring up that I believe you guys kind of skated over. Final Destination's Bloodlines did gangbusters at the movie theater, and you could say, I Know What You Did Last Summer, the reboot could be the same thing. However, they're both attacking this reboot from two different angles. Final Destination Bloodlines came at it from, this is a new take on a story that you already know. Look at all these new characters and how crazy and how fun you're going to have at the movie theater, and it did great. This one is banking so hard on, remember the time?
Yep.
Remember the time
feel
this
exactly
happened? Hey,
the
you
same
remember
way.
the time this happened? You
Yeah,
know what
last
other...
summer. It's in the title.
You know what the other movie did that recently on this very show, and I called out specifically that, yes, everyone in this room, we already talked about age, I won't repeat it, of the people in this room, we may know what they're talking about, but no one in the world outside of this room cares about this franchise,
Oh.
it was Karate Kid Legends. And that movie has made no money overall. However,
That's a great comparison.
it's a great
That's a terrible
pick.
comparison.
It's a great pick for the indie category
yeah,
because I
agree.
think this thing has no shot of reaching 150, but over 100, it's going to hit that because that's where Karate Kid Legends is. However, for 28 million domestic opening weekend, are you out of your goddamn mind?
Whoa, no cursing.
This thing
No cursing.
is so well under. I think this goes under. I think Smurfs hits under 18. I think this is closer to Smurfs than it is to 20, whatever you said,
Yeah,
28 million.
totally agree.
Thank you, and good night.
Well, I look forward to tap
Came in hot
dancing
over
on Tony Square's graves. And
Wow.
that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I gave him the fisherman hook, got him right at it this episode. That felt great. And thanks
is
for
a
being
great
here.
weapon.
Thank you so much as our guest.
Thank you,
for having
Kristen.
me.
Yeah.
Buds, thank you for letting me step in as Jonesy Scares
You did
today
great.
to
Kristen,
do my
you
best.
going opening weekend? You going opening weekend?
That's this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I have to now. I gotta make it happen.
You picked the over. You better be going.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
I don't
for
have my
joining
tickets yet,
us
but I'm gonna go
today.
get 'em right now.
Thanks so
Go
much for
see,
joining us.
I know what you did last summer. Go see
Please.
Jurassic World Rebirth. Have a great time at the movies. Come back tomorrow when we talk about Smurfs and Eddington. I bet the Buds will make the best they can out of that stuff. Thanks so much for being with us, guys. Any last words?
Good luck, Tej. Good luck.
Hit like and subscribe and
Hey.
leave a comment.
Yeah, that's more important.
If you see this movie next summer, I'll be saying, I know what you did last summer.